Hey guys, Aaron here, coming at you with a custom knife review. This is the Curtis Knives F3 4-inch folder. It's a titanium frame lock made by David Curtis in Indiana, who also owns Great Lake Waterjet. And this is a fantastic beast of a folder. Excuse me. David is making these knives in three sizes. You have 2 3/4 inch, 3.5, and 4. This is the 4-inch version. I hope to get my hands on the other ones, and I will do some follow-up videos on them. But for those of you that don't know much about Curtis knives, they're kind of famous for their nanos, which Boker has licensed, and you can find around the USN and stuff for a pretty attractive price point. And they'll come in liner locks or titanium frame locks as well. So really, really cool. This is not the nano. This is something very, very different. This is David's newest baby. He has kind of been documenting the process of making this knife on a couple of different threads on the USN that you can check out. They're really interesting. David's very accessible, and he would love to talk to you about his blades. So I highly recommend you go over there and check that out. And at the top of this review, I'm going to pose a question to you. Could this series of knives be hinderer killers? Something to think about. Alright, so general specs. The F3 large, this one, is a killer with a 9-inch overall length. That comes with a 4-inch blade, obviously. You have stone-washed titanium handles. However, David is offering options for diamond pattern or frag pattern. They cost like a little bit of a premium if you want them, but you can have them. The overall thickness of the knife is 0.485 inches, and the blade thickness is 0.160. And the knife itself is weighing in at 6.5 ounces, which is a little heavy, but for the amount of knife that you're getting, I think it fits right in the sweet spot. The ergos on it are great. The handle, as you would expect with a lot of flipper knives, you have a front choil here that your index finger sits right into, and then you have a slight negative angle on the grip here that your last 3 fingers wrap around. You have some jimping here that's not overly sharp but is quite comfortable, and it just locks right into your grip. Very, very easy to use, very functional. I find it to be a very comfortable knife to handle. So no hot spots. Nothing that I would find uncomfortable to use. So ergonomically, I really, really like it. The pocket clip is something that's kind of unique to Curtis knives. I don't know this for a fact, but my guess is since David Curtis owns Great Lakes Waterjet, this is probably why his clips can be so cut out and so unique. He can kind of waterjet whatever he wants. Look at the thinness in that detail right here. It's really, really cool. It's nice and small on the scale, which I like, and it's really springy, lots of good retention. I love pocket clips, as you know if you watch my channel, and I think this is a good one. So, deployment and lockup. It is a flipper knife, IKBS driven. I have handled a number of IKBS knives. This is the first one that I've owned, and it is just... Oh, it's not going to do it for me now. It's just insanely smooth. This knife will fall shut sometimes. But I mean, you can see it just flipping and closing crazy fast. So it's really, really smooth, really, really fast. It uses Curtis's proprietary spot pivot, which stands for stop pin over travel. And essentially what that means is the stop pin is contained within the pivot here, and it kind of locks everything in place. And then you can see here that the diameter of the stop pin, or the pivot head, acts as a lock bar over travel stop. So I think it's a really interesting design. I think it looks really cool as well. And it's all you need is a flathead screwdriver or even a coin or something to get it undone, to tighten it down or loosen it up. You don't want to take this side off though, because since it's IKBS, you have loose ball bearings in here and you'll lose them all. There's, what did I say? There are 32 ceramic ball bearings in there. So if this comes undone, you're going to lose them all, and they're not magnetic, so you can't just use something to pick them up. Lockup wise, I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's a titanium frame lock. I love titanium frame locks, and as you can see here, the lockup on it is nice and early, and it is rock solid. No movement whatsoever. So It's great. I would trust it as I would with any of my other titanium frame lock knives. The blade shape and materials, you have kind of a take on Hinderer's Spanto ground blade, giving you this long primary cutting edge with a belly towards the tip. You can see the grind line change there, and this will give you a good amount of like rock cutting, press cutting, along with slicing that you would do with the primary bevel. It's very, very functional. You get a lot of use out of this blade shape, a lot of adaptability and just general overall purpose use. I find it to be really, really great. And the blade steel is N690, which I have never owned a knife in N690 before, and I'm really impressed by it. It is, they say online that it is a cobalt enhanced VG10. Now, I like VG10, but I don't consider it to be a premium blade steel like you would your S35VN or your 154CM, but it's great. And what I like about this is it has a higher cobalt and molybdenum content than all of those. And what those two things are going to do are really increase your wear resistance and edge retention and your rust resistance. So I've used this. It's still razor, razor sharp. And I've heard online from people that have bought this same knife that it has stayed very sharp for a long time. If that proves to be the case over a long-term test, N690 could be one of my new favorite blade steels. So very stain resistant and rust resistant, and it should hold an edge really well. So that's really cool. Now on to the one gripe I have about this knife. That's right there. See that? That is just the tiniest little bit of the cutting edge that sticks out of the back of the scales. Now, before you freak out and have a Daryl Ralph gunhammer moment about this, and like he has with the tip of his blade, this isn't overly sharp. I can't cut myself on this even if I try, but I think that this in the factory, and I have let David Curtis know about this, would be easily fixed just rounding that off. Just a quick little zzz, and you'd round that off and you'd have no problem. I will probably do that myself with just a ceramic rod from the Spyderco Sharp Maker. Problem solved. What David told me is this is mostly caused by his attempt to get the most blade possible in the handles, the best blade to handle ratio possible. And if you look at it, it's incredible. There's an enormous amount of blade inside this knife. So it's a minor gripe. It's something that I think David could easily fix. And if for some reason he doesn't, I think it's something that could be done at home without too much of a problem. That's my one criticism of the entire knife. So, what makes this knife cool as far as a custom goes, and why do I think you should buy it? Well, if you're breaking into the custom world, I think one of the most daunting things you're going to run into are the wait times associated with custom makers. Generally, a custom maker's wait time is going to be 6 months up to multiple years. It all depends on how desirable they are. Their books might even be closed. But since David has access to all the water jet equipment that he is able to do these massive runs of knives very quickly. So he opened his books 2 weeks ago, and I ordered it on a Thursday. I had the knife in hand on a Tuesday, the next Tuesday. That is an incredible turnaround. If you go on his site, which I will have linked in the description, you will be able to order a knife from his site. There's an order form. Pick your options, your handle scale, your backspacer, and you'll have a knife within a week or two. And that's incredible. That's really, really incredible. So if you're just getting into custom knives and you're not digging the wait time and you don't want to pay secondary market prices on something, this is a great way to go. You're getting a big knife, IKBS, premium features, premium blade steel. It's a flipper, it's a frame lock, titanium. It's a lot of really cool knife to get in one package. So and to have it delivered so quickly, I think that's really, really remarkable of David to do, and I really like it. So I'm going to send you to his website where you can order it, and your options are you can get the frag or the diamond texture on the handles, and those both cost like $50 or $75 extra, and then you can choose between regular pillar standoffs or this sort of textured TI backspacer, which I chose for. I thought it looks kind of neat. This was $25 extra. So there's that. And yeah, I don't know. I've kind of to wrap this up about the comment I made about it being a hinderer killer earlier. I've handled the XM18 line, and I'm just not very impressed. They're not bearing driven. They run on Teflon washers. Their fit and finish is excellent, but their flipping action I have found to be very lacking. And if David can keep up this production schedule that he has and get these knives out to us as fast as he can, especially with this kind of blade shape, the premium blade steel, the ergonomics that are in this handle, why wouldn't this be a direct competitor with the Hinderer line? I really, really think it could be. And I'll be kind of interested to hear what you guys have to say. But that's my review on the Curtis F3. If you have any questions, shoot down to the comments and ask, or shoot me a PM. Once again, Curtis Knives link will be in the description, and I highly recommend you go over there, check out the other stuff they make, check out the Curtis Knives Nanos. I've got one, I love it, and check out the F3 line. And I really encourage you, if you're looking to get into custom knives, start here, order one of these. These are fantastic. If you don't want something this big, get the 3.5. It's a great knife too. So, yeah, there you go. Thanks a lot, guys. Aaron out of here.